Alright, this is going to be Strider's first time on leash, off leash. He's been really hard to train on the e-collar. Really hard. So I don't know, honestly, there's part of me that's like, is this dog trained on the e-collar? Because his responses to it are pretty terrible. So, wish me luck. Just going to do all the basics like we did in Ripple's video. Let's go. Invitational with him. Good job. Sit. That was a 29. Yeah, his e-collar numbers are extremely high. They're low most of the time, but when he really doesn't want to do something, I've gone up into the 60s. So, much higher numbers. I change his e-collar much more frequently than I ever had to Ripples. Kind of odd because he's so sensitive and a little bit. Sit. More subdued. Sit. But it's the way it is. Let's go. Let's go. Good. I'm still on a 29. Good job, buddy. This is going to be the hard part right here. He hates place. Good boy. So one of the things that I have to do with Strider, and I don't know if you'll have to do this, Strider is less trusting than Ripple. It's taken me a long time to prove to Strider that I'm not good, that no harm's going to come of him. This is why he doesn't really like strangers very much, you know. It takes him a long time to warm up to someone. So when I recall him, I have to get real low and invitational, and when I place him, I really have to right here. Oh, okay, come over here. Place. Place. Good job. I have found that if I am not super soft and sweet like that, even if his e-collar's at a 50, if I'm not super soft and sweet like that, he won't do it. He'll just skirt the line and get more panicked. So I have to be really friendly and open and invitational, and also he really, for me, he needs to be told how good of a boy he is. Good job, buddy. Or else he lacks the incentive to want to do it. I don't know if he'll do this to you guys, but I want to tell you what I've seen and what my staff has had to do in order to convince this guy to listen. And just to feel comfortable, really. Right there, he's going to try to get, oh, you going to stop yourself? He's just like Ripple in that he breaks place a lot. I'm always having to reset him. And he's quieter about it. Ripple's much more anxious and hyperactive, so I can feel it. Hit place. That was an 18. So when I put him on place, I put his e-collar all the way back down to a 5 again. And then just there, I cranked it up. But yeah, he'll wait till your back is turned, and he's much more like, just real quiet, almost sneaky about it, whereas Ripple's just like, and shoots off. So this guy, you almost have to watch him more, because he seizes the moment when you're not paying attention, and he's sneakier about it. So I'm on a 5 now again. Let's go. Ripple, Strider, come. Just gonna go up. 32. Strider, come. he came when I bent down and invited him. It didn't seem like it was the e-collar. So I tightened it one notch. That was a 5. Let's see if I can get him off again. Oh, that's making a bit better connection. Good boy. So now we're on a 5 again. You might have to quick snap his collar on and then tighten it one notch, because it's hard to quick snap with his hair, but it has to be tight. Let's go. Good job, Strider. He's a lot more codependent. You know, Ripple's much. I just asked him. I was like, "Hey, do you want to go ahead?" And that's like my "Hey, go potty, go ahead, go be free." And he never wants to get out of heel. He just follows me around everywhere like this. The only time he gets out of heel is when he thinks that he anticipates we're about to do something he's not interested in, like going back to his crate right there. Strider, come. Gonna go up. Strider. 37. Sit. So he's going to be easier for you in some ways. He's not as reactive. He's calmer. Doesn't get as hyperactive. But he's harder because he freezes when he's not interested in joining the team. That's kind of like that cat-like tendency you guys were referring to. He freezes, and then you got to go up real high. And really, I go up high pretty quickly because now I understand when he's in that mode, it's going to require a much higher number. So you might just have to start getting into the habit of kind of cranking it up a little bit faster, because believe it or not, this little guy is not as sensitive to the e-collar as Ripple is. I know that doesn't make sense, but I'm going to go back down to my 5. Let's go. Great job, Strider. Good job. Place. Yes. So you can kind of see in general that this guy just responds much better to very sweet, soft, and invitational stuff. You know, Ripple is the opposite. If I do that to Ripple, he's more inclined to jump on me, break, get overexcited, rub his scent on me. You have very different dogs. And this is what's kind of fascinating about dog training, is that they all require a different approach. For me, Ripple's more like, hey, calm down, hey, calm down, hey, calm down. And for him, it's like, hey, man, like, you're a bit subdued. I might need to actually bring some excitement out of you with some excitable rewards and invitational commands. Because otherwise, he doesn't have as much of a tendency to want to do those things. But he likes the stuff I am doing with him. He really likes it. So at least we found something that works for him. Sit. Let's go. I want to see if he'll try to go up the stairs again. Nice. Good job. You hanging out with me instead? You a good boy? Yeah. Let's go. Good job, Strider. Hey, hey, play. Yes. 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 So, by the way, I'm back to a 5. So, I keep forgetting to tell you what number I'm on, but after I got him back to me on a 37, I went down to a 5 and started again. So, I'm glad you started with Ripple. His e-collar is way easier because you guys actually are gonna have to become e-collar experts with this dude. And who knows, maybe he won't do any of it at all to you. That's my biggest hope, is that this is just a trust thing. And he's got trust with you. So, but I wanted to give you the information just in case. So part of the reasoning for my, the direction I've had to go with him in terms of how I have given him information is because in his life, I can definitely tell that he takes most direction from place. That's the kind of sneaky shit I was talking about. Both your dogs do it. I can feel Ripples. Ripples doesn't last as long for me because I can feel it because he's more hyperactive about it. I actually didn't know he broke. I saw it in the video. I can see the video right now. He's super quiet and sneaky, even though he's got those jingly tags. I can't, he's so secretive about it. So you gotta watch this little nugget. Even though I can guarantee that Strider can influence Ripple's behavior, Ripple has definitely been the ringleader. And this guy, his entire life, has been seen through Ripple's lens. And in the last 4 weeks, all of a sudden that lens has been taken away, and this is why you have a more subdued, softer dog who's very unsure of himself. Very unsure. The uncertainty comes from partially his nature, but also because he has not been an independent thinker. He's relied on Ripple, who is not a good source of information at all. So it's important that you're doing all this stuff with him solo, so that you're getting him, that you're his lens for information. And this could take a while because it's a lot harder for the one that's been following the dog to follow the human than it is for the dog that's been leading, believe it or not. The dog that's been leading doesn't have as much of a mindset of following something. So it's a lot easier to almost adapt their brain to a different concept versus a dog who's been very programmed to follow a dog. Yeah, they can follow the human, but when you bring that dog back into the picture, it's going to have a natural tendency to go back to the dog. So your homework is going to be, you already know, individual work, but also really, really sticking to keeping them separate until we have both of them to a really good point, so that when they are together, not only does he have a really good tendency to follow you, but Ripple's to a point where he, as a leader, sets better examples for Strider. Come. Yes, good boy. Yes. Here. Let's see if he goes up the stairs again. Good choice. So going up the stairs is him trying to get away. That's why I'm testing him. You're a good boy. Come on, Strider. I'm proud of you. I thought that went really well. I thought that went really well, buddy. See, like the tone I'm sharing with him, I can't share that with Ripple or else he'll like get too excited. This guy is more encouraged by that tone. So it's kind of nice. Hey, come here. Nice. Good boy. I think it's kind of nice because, you know, it's a softer tone instead of being kind of neutral and firm like you have to be with Ripple. You can be a little bit sweeter with him. But if it backfires, you have to change your tone. So if you're like, good boy, buddy, and he jumps on you, no, that's not good. If you're like, good job, buddy, and he breaks command, not good. So we have to assess the energy we're sharing with them based on their response. If we're breaking commands or getting non-compliance, we got to change our tone. So again, I'm telling you that because I don't necessarily know if he's going to need this tone with you guys or not. I don't know. I'll have to wait till Tuesday when he goes home. The one last thing I wanted to go over, and then I'm going to wrap this video up, is an approach on the e-collar called cadencing, which is where you go tap, 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 tap. I'll go to a 1 and show you. Tap, 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 versus hold. And you'll notice that I've intermittently done that with Strider. I have noticed that the hold isn't as effective as the cadence. I do a little bit of both, but and this could get extremely confusing for you too, because this is all new to you, and now you're gonna have 2 dogs, which is a lot more work than 1. But basically that cadence, that break and stem, nothing, stem, nothing, stem, nothing, for some reason with Strider, that seems to resonate a lot more. So if I'm getting a lot of hesitancy and confusion, that cadence approach will oftentimes make its way into the patterning of communicating with him. Strider, come. Yes. Yes. Here. Sit. Here, good boy. So I think that's the first time I've done him off leash at all. I was expecting a shit show because I wasn't 100% sure if he's always trying to kind of get away, especially when he's nervous, so I wasn't quite sure if most of this session was going to be about stopping him from trying to get back to his crate, or if I was going to get this lovely level of compliance. You're so sweet. Let's go. Come here. Please. I just see this look come over him, like where I'm giving him direction, and I kind of get this sense of like doom, you know? And the moment he really responds well to that. Did you just get bit by a bug? That's not fair. Let's go. Please. Good boy. All right. I hope you enjoyed.